you, Dato distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure it must be a big relief to all of you after having heard that I'm to be here only for 10 minutes. Some of you are itching to go back, and many of you are know the back of your chairs, so many chairs. It's been a long day, you'll not be blamed. Some of you have been here since last night, and you started the morning early, and this is towards the tail end. You might want to say this is the closing ceremony. Call it by any other name. I'm here to support Nasumune and his strong team. Of course, we've got to work closely with each other. My job, I've got a few jobs, but another important job I have is to support the ASEAN BAC, and support Nasumune and his team. Indeed, we've been working very closely. Nasumune was in Labrador, I was there as well. We were there for 3 days, and then on Thursday night, that was when the gable was officially presented to the Prime Minister by the President of Myanmar. So one of my responsibilities is to assist, work together with the ASEAN BAC to make sure that this whole process of declaring ourselves a community by the end of next year is done. So that's a big challenge for me. So today, I'm sure with 10 minutes or probably a bit more than that, I got a PowerPoint presentation. It was better for me to be a bit more systematic and better organized in the time that I have. I'm going to share with you some basic facts about ASEAN, about AC, and I'm going to share with you some challenges and a few words about small and medium enterprises. I happen to be responsible also for the overall policy coordination of small and medium enterprises. So SMEs are being handled by many agencies in the government of Malaysia, the same school of belief in many ASEAN countries. My job is to coordinate the overall development of SMEs in Malaysia. So I've got some small local standard to speak about SMEs, although I'm not an entrepreneur like our distinguished lady a few minutes ago who did a good job in inspiring you for the business that she's in. Okay, let's move on. Firstly, this is the 3 pillars. I want to go into details. You know the 3 pillars. One is political security. The Foreign Affairs Minister is in charge. Dato was here last night, PM as well. And I'm in charge of the ASEAN Economic Community. And we got the ASEAN Social Culture, which is under the charge of Minister Aziz, who is our tourism culture minister. So what is EAC all about? We have 4 or 5 issues. One is making ASEAN more competitive. Then we want to break the single market production base. We want to promote equitable economic development. And we want to integrate ourselves much more closely with the global community. And when we talk about EAC, it's got to be about freer flow. It's not about free goods. Some are the impression that we see every good and service is going to flow freely among ASEAN countries. We talk about freer flow of goods, freer flow of services, freer flow of investment, freer flow of capital, and freer flow of skilled capital. So we are opening our markets, and to say that we're going to be 100% open, that's totally unrealistic, because we have our own national policies, and we are continuing to pursue our own agenda. When it comes to goods, this journey we have taken since 1993 of opening up, tariffs zero on almost every item in what we call the ASEAN 6, the more developed parts of ASEAN. For the less developed parts of ASEAN, tariffs will be gradually lowered, and hopefully by 2020 this will be done. Services, we have decided to open up the service sector. We have identified 1 to 8 service sectors. We have done 9. The 10th package is going to be discussed beginning in December, and hopefully by the end of next year we will complete the 10th package of the opening up the service sector. There's another matter that I want to share with you, about the mutual recognition agreement. 7 professional sectors altogether, which will allow freer flow of professional services among ASEAN countries: engineering, nursing, architecture, surveying, doctors, dentists, and economists. So these these are areas where ASEAN have signed what we call mutual recognition agreements, which allows freer flow of professionals between ASEAN countries. It's not free flow, it is freer, more liberal regime in terms of professionals. Yeah. To give an example, you take engineers, for example. We have a registry, 794 ASEAN engineers now. This and Indonesia for 154, Malaysia for 199. That means this 199 engineers may practice in another ASEAN country. So the number is very small. There are hundreds of thousands of engineers in ASEAN countries, but out of those, yeah, that is 794 have been declared ASEAN chartered professional engineers, ACPEs, and these are the guys, girls and boys who are able to practice in other countries. Yeah. Another issue which I know that the business community and SMEs in particular have been talking about, very critical of governments in ASEAN. I had a short bilateral with my Indonesian counterpart, Bapak Rahmat Gobel, at lunch, and we spent a few minutes discussing a number of bilateral issues. One issue that we've been talking in the last 3 years actually is the issue of non-tariff barriers. Yeah. For example, the cost of pre-shipment inspection, very expensive, and then if you are SME, $1,000 is a lot of money. So these are, and it takes time, sometimes 1 week, sometimes 2 weeks. So it doesn't make sense. We're talking about a community in this part of the world. There's so many hurdles, so many obstacles, so many hindrances. In some countries, for example, you are exporting the same product, yeah? You go to another port, you've got to be subjected to another round of inspection. So these are real issues and problems on the ground. So these are what we call non-tariff barriers. In some ASEAN countries, your products have got to be labeled in local language. Of course, there's X cost. So these are some challenges being faced by SMEs and other companies in ASEAN. The other is there is this misconception that we're going to the EU way. Yeah, people have been comparing ASEAN and EU. They say, especially business community, of course, they've got very high expectations. The impression is that we're going to open up completely. Therefore, why are we so different from EU? Yeah. So of course we're different, and we want to be different. Yeah, we do not have a common. We don't have a path. These are some. Okay. For example, in EU, there are no duties, free movement of goods and services in EU. Yeah. We still have some import duties. Yeah. Same for services. Trade. We have our own tariff codes. I mean, we have our own tariff rates. EU, of course, they have got what we call a common excellent tariff. The same tariff is applied to every country in the EU. Here in ASEAN, Malaysia has got a tariff rate, a particular item. That tariff rate is different in Thailand and Indonesia. So these are some differences between EU and ASEAN. EU has got a parliament in Brussels. They elect members of the European Parliament, MEPs. We do not have a parliament. We have national parliaments. We do not have an ASEAN parliament. And next year, 2015, we're not going to have an ASEAN parliament. We're not going to elect ASEAN members of parliament. We are not going to have a single currency. So there are many differences between EU and ASEAN. Unfortunately, when people make comparisons between ASEAN and EU, of course, they're very unhappy. But I just want to emphasize this point that ASEAN and EU are two different creatures, quite different. Okay. Okay, the benefits that you see, these are well known. Some of the largest economy in the world, trade going up. For Malaysia, of course, this will enable us to access to a bigger market, more than 600 million people, growing population, growing middle class, yeah, growing wealth, high rates of economic growth. So those are some of the benefits. Many of you in the business will know what I mean. We've been benefiting also from more inflows of capital from other ASEAN countries into Malaysia. So these are some benefits that Malaysia have obtained as a member of ASEAN, and we, Malaysia, and of course many other ASEAN countries as well, would like our country to be the base for global operations. This is a slide that I did not have much time to review. Might be not accurate, my apologies, but of course we have different definitions. Different countries have got different definitions. I'll verify these numbers. But for us in Malaysia, in manufacturing, SME is an establishment which has got less than 200 employees, sales of 50 billion ringgit, which is about $15 billion. Yeah. So that's our definition. And and definition varies from country to country. Although, according to this table that I've got in terms of employment, our definition is quite similar, ranging from 100 to 300. In Vietnam, SME is an establishment with less than 300 employees. As I said, my apologies if there's some inequalities there, but we'll update this table. Okay, this is the Malaysian definition. In Malaysia, we got an SME master plan. Now, SMEs contribute only about 33-34% of GDP. 2020, in 5-6 years, we will push up to 41%. Employment, 62%. Exports, 25% of export. At present, it's only about probably 19-20% of exports come from this SME sector. 2020, we will push that up to 25%. These are some challenges which are not new to you. The ASEAN BAC has been playing a very constructive role in providing good impulse to the governments in ASEAN. Of course, we engages on a regular basis with ASEAN BAC and at the ministers level, leaders level. There's formal as well as informal engagement, and ASEAN BAC has been making lots of recommendations, improve access to finance, women, business travel card, more focus on micro enterprises, standards. This is an issue, big issue, We have different standards, different ASEAN countries have got different standards, and you ask me what is our priority next year. One will be coming up with common standards on certain items, and this is so important, otherwise community does not quite make much sense. Okay, these are some Malaysian companies operating in the ASEAN region. Okay, that's it. So as I said, my objective this afternoon, firstly, is to provide support to this very important group of people led by Dato the ASEAN BAC. We've been working very closely with you, and I would like to once again underline my commitment going forward. Beginning, of course, last night, we've been working very well before that. Step up collaboration. I want to share with you a couple of points. Firstly, we're going to share with ASEAN BAC some challenges we are facing in order to realize the ASEAN economic community. So we're going to itemize that. 3 days ago, I had a dialogue with economic ministries, with a few ministers in the Malaysian government, and we have identified some of these challenges. Okay, we have this very, of course, ambitious goal to be a community, but every country has got challenges. So number one, we're going to share based on some work which Chari and others have done, Dato has done. I'm going to share with the private sector so that we can identify what those challenges are. It's important to know what they are before we can move forward, number one. Number two, we're going to work closely on what we call the low-hanging fruit. These are things which we can do together. Like last night, I was so impressed with the menu. Although everything was very grass, actually, from the banks, from Laos, from Thailand. Some was problems probably in taking the food last night. A lot of grass food. Anyway, I must commend ASEAN BAC for coming up with the ASEAN menu. So we're going to identify some low-hanging fruits. Flying the ASEAN flag, singing the ASEAN song, which we have done sometimes, but it's not part of our regular curriculum yet. It's not compulsory part of our curriculum. So I just want to share with our colleagues here these two things. We are working closely with ASEAN BAC. Number one, we are identifying challenges Malaysia and others are facing in order to realize this vision in the community. Number two, we're going to share with the business community on some low-hanging fruits which we can do. For example, the ASEAN travel card. This has been on the table for quite some time. Unfortunately, it's been quite difficult to move. And we have decided that if it's difficult, then perhaps Malaysia can take initiative. So these are some low-hanging fruits. I know that I'm speaking before so many Mr. Nathan there, a very senior official of ASEAN, Sri Fernandez, many of you know experts, and we'll be talking to you to see what we can do together. And let me thank once again ASEAN BAC, and I recognize so many faces coming from ASEAN countries. Thank you for joining us. You've been with us throughout the day, and of course since last night. It's a pleasure to welcome you to Malaysia, and hope you continue to support us the whole of 2015. So thank you.